hello, Andrew. You work in Vernon district, and I would like you to explain us how is your district.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Good morning. So Vernon's a very beautiful part of British Columbia in Canada. It's one of the top tourism destinations actually in all of the country. So it's a very popular place for people to come and visit, but also as an international student, we have, I think, one of the best international programs in British Columbia because we mix terrific academic programs at our schools, and we have 5 high schools for students to choose from. And then we also offer an incredible area in which they can enjoy what they're doing here. So that involves maybe having one of the closest ski hills and one of the best ski hills in Canada right on our back doorstep here. And it actually only is 25 minutes away from town. We have 3 big, beautiful lakes, mountains behind that, and then the city is right in between all the lakes. So it kind of offers the lake mountain lifestyle here in the interior part of British Columbia. So lots of outdoor activities, lots of great programs in schools, and then lots of different clubs, sports options within our schools as well.
Okay. I have a few questions that I think is important for my kids in Spain in order to choose your district. So
Yep.
I would like to know how big is the community? Is a big city, is a small town? How big it is?
Yeah, good question. So by Canadian standards, we're a medium-sized town. By world standards, we're a small city. So we're at 58,000 people for population. The way that our city's kind of laid out, like I mentioned, it's right in the middle of 3 big, beautiful lakes with the mountains on the outside. So the city's kind of in the middle of all that. So it's really easy for students to get around. It's very safe. And I always say it's really comfortable because they can take a city bus, they can walk, they can ride a bike, take an electric scooter, and kind of get everywhere that they need to get to.
That was actually going to be my next question, is about the public transportation. The kids, they have it available. They are not locked to a car. They can, do whatever the host family let them do.
That's right. So yeah, that's another good question. When we think about Canada as a country, it's huge, right? So here, everything tends to be more spread out because there's more space. But in Vernon, because the city's a little bit more compact, and we have public transport that services almost every area of the city, it's really easy for kids to get around. Also, because it's not very big, it's easy to walk to a lot of the places as well. So, and then we also have transport that takes kids up to the ski hill every weekend if they want as well. So it's quite good for the size of city, the amount of transportation that we do have.
Okay. And I would like to know, how's the weather? Because I know British Columbia is usually not as cold as other parts in Canada, but I think I heard that you guys have one very good thing that some of the parts of British Columbia doesn't have, which is a lot of sun.
Yeah. So it's a really interesting climate here, specifically in Vernon. We're at the very northern part of the Okanagan Valley, which is one of the top wine producing regions in all of Canada. So to be able to produce wine, you need a specific climate. And that means in the summer, pretty much actually from the spring to the fall, it's quite hot here. We get a lot of sun, not very much rain in the summer. Sometimes we don't get rain for 2 months. In the winter, though, and we do have 4 seasons properly, we do have snow. So generally from December till February, we have a winter. But it is different than other parts of Canada because it's not as cold. And so, other parts of Canada, maybe -20, -30 in the winter. Our average temperatures here are 0 to -5 during the day. So it's not too bad. We do get colder than that at times, but we also have times like last January, for example, almost every day was above 0 up to 5-7 degrees. So not nearly as cold as other parts of Canada. And again, the snow here, because it's drier, is incredible for skiing.
Okay. And the questions that I'm going to ask you now is not about the community, is about the district. And I would like to know, how big is your district? How many exchange students do you guys have per year, average?
Yeah. So as a whole total, Canadian and international students were 8,600 across 5 high schools and 14 elementary schools. International students we have just over 300 per year that come in and out throughout the year.
That's what I consider something like a big, small district to a medium, pretty much.
That's right. Yeah, we're a healthy district, and we're staffed very well to support international students in our district. So we put a lot of staffing and teaching time, homestay coordinators back into our program to make sure that for those 300 students, they're always being supported really well.
How many schools do you guys have in your district for international students?
So high schools is 5. So high school for us is grade 8 to grade 12. So we have 5 high schools that students can choose from.
How big they are?
So they range from, like, we have one school that's in, we call it kind of more of our country school, just a little bit outside of town. That school's around 350, 400 students, and then all the way up to 1,100 students in our bigger schools.
Do the students can choose the school that they want to attend?
Yeah. So usually what I say is best is for them to give us information about themselves, what program they're looking for, what their interests are, what they really want to do when they're in Canada. And then we can choose the school that is the best fit for them. If they know which school that is, then they can choose that.
Something that we do here is we show them all the information that you guys sent us about the school and the electives and all the classes and clubs and sports that they are available. And sometimes they have like a specific request, like I want fashion design, or I want robotics, something like that. And we check that there are some schools with that, and the kid can, request a specific school. And of course, we will listen to you to, to know if that is a good fit.
Yeah, it's a great idea. I think that's for us, it's the most successful way to do it, is to provide the students with the information and the options, have them make a selection or say what they really want. And then we work together about, here's what maybe is the best school that would fit all of those needs that you have, or all the desires you have, and then try and place at that school based on that.
Do you guys have something like out of the common things that a school can have? Like, as I said, fashion design, or a very good band in one of the schools, or drones, or something interesting, special, and exchange for a European student?
Yeah, we offer all those things. So each school has, like British Columbia has its regular curriculum that we have in all of our schools. And then each school also has specific other options or electives that they might have, sometimes that other schools don't have. So for example, robotics, we offer at one of our high schools, but the others don't have it. We have AP programming at 2 of our high schools, but the other schools don't have. And so it really depends on what the students are looking for. So fashion design, specialized sports programs we have, robotics, computers courses, and again, photography, specialized cooking courses. All those types of things are available in our district, just like they would be in some of the bigger districts. Just depends on what the students are looking for, that we would match them with a school. The other thing that's really good to know about our school district is we offer very high level academies. So because it's a popular area for people to move, we get really good coaches that come from other places, move to Vernon because they want to raise their kids here. Our school district partners with them, and we create academies at a very high level. So we have a soccer academy, snow sports, skiing and snowboarding, baseball, golf, volleyball, dance, hockey, all these different options that students would do during the school day as well.
Perfect. And what if a student have like a special request? Let's say that he or she really wants to play basketball, and of course basketball is going to be offered, let's say, in the winter season for sports, and you guys are willing to find him like a private club that he can join and things like that, because that is something that happens to us a lot, like kids that they really want to do something. It could be in sport, or it could be that they like to paint or something like that. So it is that an option for you to accommodate?
So every one of our high schools has an international teacher that is our teacher. whose job is only to help international students. And so they also teach ESL, choose courses, university planning, all those types of things. But part of their job is to support the kids with everything, really. So they would help students with outside of school activities. They would help them find and sign up for those types of activities if they're eligible. Of course, certain sports, you need an appeal process to be completed at a high level if you want to play, for example, soccer. But that's the part of their job, plus part of our homestay coordinators and our homestay families' job is to support the kids and help them sign up for those things. For school sports, we would actually look at what they're interested in before we place them in a school, because certain schools have certain programs for school sports that might be better for them. So again, it's just about communication on the application.
Okay. And what about like special request on host families? There are a lot of kids who wanted to go to a family with kids their age, or with another exchange student, or something like that. Is that something that they can ask for, or whatever you get is what you get?
No, we don't like to do whatever you get is what you get. So on our application process, they actually have those exact questions. So they can select if they want to have no children, or children close to their age, or another international student, or those types of things. It asks about their interests, any allergies they have, their diet, those types of things. And so our homestay coordinators, when they're matching a family with a student, they do their very best to try and make sure they honor as much of that as possible. It's not always perfect, but we do our best to try and make sure that we get as much as possible for that student.
And my last question is, like, how are the host families? Can you give us an example of what is an average host family that hosts for you guys?
Yeah, I think it's Canada is a very diverse country, so our families are also very diverse, but less so in Vernon than you might find in some other areas, especially bigger cities. Typically here, Vernon is a over 96% English speaking population. So that generally means you're getting a Canadian English speaking homestay family. A lot of our families are your typical mother, father, maybe they have kids in the homestay family themselves, but we also have families with couples who are retired. They're a little bit older, or single parent families, or different kind of dynamics as well. But generally speaking, kind of that vision of a Canadian family is mostly what you'll find in Vernon.
Okay, I think those are all my questions. I don't know if you want to add any other thing about your district, your community, or anything like that, or that will be fine.
Yeah, no, I think what I would add is that every year we're quite a popular district here, and I like to think it's because we try and really support students. You know, if you're looking for a really big city, then Vancouver and Toronto would be the places to go. But if you're looking for like a real Canadian experience with a Four Seasons, smaller city, and lots of great things to do, Vernon is a terrific program for students.
Perfect. All right, thank you very, very much. I hope there's going to be a lot of students from Live and Learn to join us to go to Vernon.
Yeah.
And I will keep you posted.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.